Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are making a delicious weekend or weeknight meal, whatever you prefer. I have some tequila lime shrimp and some beer-battered cod with a cabbage slaw. It was a delicious, phenomenal dinner. You don't want to miss it, so stay tuned. Let's get into it. Alright, you guys, so we're going to get started on the cilantro chipotle butter. So first I'm going to start with a stick of softened butter, not too soft. I'm going to do some coarse sea salt, 2 chipotle peppers, and about 4 to 5 cloves of garlic. Now I'm going to go ahead and mash that in my mortar and pestle. You don't want to use minced garlic for this. You want to make sure you use whole cloves of garlic. Just because you want that nice freshness, that raw garlic flavor. It just really does a lot for the butter. I'm going to go in with about 2 tablespoons of freshly chopped cilantro. You can actually add more if you like, but I'm not a big cilantro fan, so that's why I'm only going in with 2 tablespoons. And as far as the salt, you only want to use about a teaspoon of coarse ground sea salt. Alright, now we're going to go in with the butter. As you can see, it's not completely soft, and that's what you want, because you want this butter to still be pliable, because we're going to make it into its own little butter ball. So if it's too soft, it's not going to work. So you want it to be kind of like the consistency what you see here. Alright, so now we're going to mix up and incorporate all of this butter. This butter goes great with any Mexican flavored dish that you have going on. Quesadillas, tacos. We're going to do it on our for our shrimp today. And you can also pop it in the freezer so that it doesn't go bad if you're not going to use it consistently. Alright, so now you can see I got the cling wrap. I'm putting all the butter in the center of the cling wrap, and I'm just mashing it into a ball, rolling it into a nice simple shape so that it doesn't take up too much space in the refrigerator. And now that I have the perfect ball, I'm going to go ahead and pop it in the fridge and let it harden up. Next, I have half a tomato. I have half of a white onion and a whole jalapeno. Now that I'm looking back on it, you can use an entire tomato and keep the half an onion and the whole jalapeno. I like tomatoes, so I definitely could have went in with more. I'm taking the seeds out of my jalapeno so that the dish is not too spicy. We're going to be using this for our shrimp as well, which is why we don't need a whole lot. We're going to cook it down a bit to get that raw edge off. Alright, now I have 1 lime. I am going to zest the lime. I had a blank for a moment. You want to zest the lime, get all that skin off because it has so much flavor that we're going to use for our tequila lime shrimp. And once you juice it, you can go ahead, once you zest it, you can go ahead and cut it in half because we are going to use the juice from that lime. Alright, now we're going to go in and season our shrimp. I'm keeping it super simple with some olive oil and some Cajun seasoning. You can actually just use salt if you don't have Cajun seasoning. That's really all I used it for. Some salt and some pepper if you like, but I just use Cajun seasoning because we have all those good flavors from the tomato, the onion, and the jalapeno. I don't want to take away from that. And then also we're going to be using our chipotle butter, so I really wanted those flavors to shine. Now I'm going to go in and start searing my shrimp on both sides so that they're nice and cooked. In a minute, I'm going to move the camera a little further away from the shrimp because once we add the tequila into the pan, we're going to set it on fire, and I don't need my phone, which I record these things on, to set on fire. So once all your shrimp is cooked, you're going to add your lime zest, your tomatoes, your onions, your jalapenos, and your lime juice as well. So as you can see, it's a lot of fauna at the bottom, but don't worry, all that's going to turn into a really nice sauce in a moment. So as you can see, I'm juicing my entire lime. You want to use the whole thing and really getting that incorporated for a couple minutes. You want to only cook it for maybe 3-4 minutes. And now I'm going to add about 1 ounce of tequila, and now we're going to light it up. As you can see, it's on fire. We are burning all that alcohol out of the shrimp sauce that we're making. which is why you want to, I think the term for it is flambe. Don't get me started. I don't be knowing. All I do is watch the Cooking Show Network. So I don't know. But yeah, so you want to make sure you light your tequila on fire to burn that alcohol. So it's going to leave that strong, bitter tequila flavor without getting you tipsy while eating it. So now that everything is done cooking and the alcohol is all cooked out, we are going in with our chipotle butter, about a tablespoon of that, and just melting it down into the shrimp. And our shrimp is finished. Now we're going to move on to our fish tacos. I am using cod because that's what I had in my freezer, and I wasn't trying to spend a whole lot of money. So use whatever you have in your freezer, but cod is a great white fish. It's nice and firm and flaky. It's perfect. So I'm cutting those into taco-sized pieces, and then I'm going in with a pre-made beer batter powder flour concoction that I got from my local supermarket. And I'm pretty sure you can find it in yours. They sell it everywhere. Then I'm going to go in with a little seasoning. I'm going to do some Cajun seasoning, some black pepper, and some cayenne because I love spice. And I'm going to mix that up really good and incorporate it all together. And now I have some Japanese beer. I used what was cheap. So I just grabbed that and I just put enough in to make a nice thick batter. You want your wet batter to be thick enough to coat the fish. And, almost like a pancake batter consistency. You don't want it too watery or else it's not going to stick to your fish and it's going to be a waste of time, a waste of flavor, a waste of money. Yeah. So make sure you really squeeze out and pat dry your fish because cod holds a lot of water. And water and oil do not mix since we're going to deep fry this baby. Alright, so now I'm testing my oil with wooden chopsticks. If you have a wooden chopsticks or a wooden spoon, just dunk that in your oil, and if bubbles pop up, that means your oil is nice and hot and ready to start frying. So that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm cooking my cod in some hot oil, waiting for it to cook through. Now you don't need a whole lot of time cooking fish. I would say about 7 to 8 minutes. So split that up between each side because you don't want to overcook your fish and you don't want to burn your batter. So if you know how to fry, then you know how to fry. If this is your first time trying to make fish tacos, I would say about 4 minutes each side until it's nice and golden brown. Because don't nobody want to overcook fish. Chewing on rubber, talk about it's fish tacos. Don't waste my time, okay? Don't overcook your fish. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up these cod fillet bites, and we're going to get back into the video. Alright, as you can see, my cod pieces are so flaky and crunchy and golden. And they were so good. I actually want some more now that I'm watching this. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with a cabbage slaw, or I'm going to make a cabbage slaw for my fish tacos. So if you have a mandolin, definitely use this because you want your cabbage as thin as possible. I don't have one. I'm kind of scared of them. So I have this huge meat cleaver that I absolutely am obsessed with cutting things with that aren't meat because it's just so big and it's sharp. And I don't know, it just makes me feel like a real chef. So I like using that. So I'm using a half a head of cabbage. And I'm going to use a quarter of a white onion, thinly sliced as well. Because you don't want big chunks of onion all up and through your slaw. That's just nasty. And then I'm also going to go in with some cilantro. Use as much or as little cilantro as you like. If I could keep it a bean, cilantro just tastes disgusting to me. I have that gene where cilantro tastes like metal. It tastes like soap. It just tastes like everything you don't want to eat. But my husband loves it. So I do still put it in my food. Like, I can handle it if it's mixed with other stuff, but if it's just too much and it's like a very pronounced flavor in the dish, I can't eat it. Alright, now I'm going to go in with some QP mayonnaise, some Goya adobo seasoning, and what is this? sour cream, and black pepper. That's all you need. You're going to mix that up really good. You don't need a whole lot. You need about 2 tablespoons of each. Now I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of salt and some about 2 teaspoons of white distilled vinegar and some cotija cheese. Listen, you can use as much of that as you want. It's delicious. It just adds a nice savory saltiness to the coleslaw. So yeah, definitely want that in your life. All right, and so I'm trying a little bit, and it tastes really good. So now I'm gonna plate up. Some tacos because I'm hungry after cooking this long meal. So I'm gonna get my tortilla. I'm gonna put it over an open fire and just char it on both sides because that's how you get that flavor out. And then I'm gonna put together my tacos. So I have my lime tequila shrimp tacos and my beer-battered cod tacos with the cabbage slaw. And also you can use some purple cabbage if you like. I have some homemade pico de gallo and a little crema sauce that I made off camera. It was okay. That's why I didn't include it in the recipe. But this is what it looks like. As you can see, this dinner, I had to pat myself on the back for it because what? I did that. And you could do it too. So if you try this recipe, definitely let me know. If you like this channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.